Welcome to Trevor McCormack Music Podcast. I'm Chrissy Mack from Radio Northern Beaches, and I couldn't be more excited to kick off this musical journey with you. Joining me is my brother, the legendary Trevor McCormack, known as Mack, a true storyteller and music enthusiast. With each episode, we're peeling back the layers behind the hits, sharing untold stories from artists and exploring what sparks the creativity behind the music that moves us all. Whether you're a die-hard music fan or just love discovering new sounds, this is the place where passion meets storytelling. So, hit the follow button, share this with your fellow music lovers, and leave a review. Your support keeps the vibe alive. Turn up the volume and get ready to be inspired. And let's dive into the world of music together. Let's go. Okay, we're talking to my brother Trevor again today, and we're going to go over the career highlights from when he started his music through to his memorable moments and then his recording of his album. So hello Trev, how you doing?
Hello, everybody. Hi, Chrissy, Mack. How you going?
I'm doing good. Now, I know you've been busy at work, but you've also been working on our songs, and you're pretty excited about those songs and the trip down to Sydney, and it's getting closer now.
Yes, it is. It is. And I have been working hard, which pulls me away a little bit from my music, but I've taken 2 weeks off to come down and see you guys, so I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, I just play my guitar late at night and work on music late at night to early hours of the mornings.
Yeah, this is what the musicians do. All right, so let's go through memorable moments on your way up to your recording, because you also have been overseas and played over there when you were on special trips and so forth. So I'm just going to let you talk to me about your experiences.
Well, where it started was my neighbour asked me to teach him to play a guitar. And then the neighbour on the other side of him, he started tapping with a couple of sticks on a stool as I'm teaching him how to play a tune. That's where it all started from. So my next door neighbour, and within a couple of weeks, I just started getting really creative. So it kicked off there. Funny enough, the guy tapping on the stool was a drummer in his younger teenage days. He was pretty good. So we sort of formed a band, like a street band, and we called it the End of Georgia. Was our sort of first gathering, and started playing music, and all the neighbours started coming over and having a listen, and it grew from there. From there, it really turned into, which I didn't realise, but I'd find these tunes and notes, and I'm creating stuff, and I didn't realise until I started memorising the words of songs I was creating. And then my family and neighbours and everybody said, you should write this down. And that's how it starts. It's as simple as that. So you start putting pen to paper, and away you go. Next minute you've got a song. That was the first song I ever wrote, was Don't Tell Me What to Do, about my first wife. She told me to be quiet because I was playing a guitar. So I shut the door and said, don't tell me what to do. First song ever written. And it just took off from there. That was our theme song. From there I kept writing, and I was very scared to play on stage or in front of everybody. But I did. I went to the first pub of locals only, and that was on Bribey Island, called Bluey's, and that's where I started. And everyone loved it. I could barely get a word out, but you just take a big, deep breath and you push it out, and away you go. From that first time I played, I met people that had been in the music industry a long time. But they never led on to me. They just befriended me and said, can I play some bass with you? Can I play some drums with you? And I met some amazing people, and years later found out, well, yeah, they've played for some of the biggest artists in Australia.
That's awesome.
That sort of blew me away. And they did. They held on to it. They never told me. But, I had to go away, they'd say, or I've got to do this, or I've got to do that. I'll be back in a month, or I'll be back in 2 months. So one of them was Doug Lavery. And he befriended me, and he was an amazing drummer, and I think he's played for Kate Sobrano, John Farnham. He did a lot of work for Glenn Shorrock and Brian Cadd shows, which I actually jumped on board, and when they come through Brisbane, and I'd hang out with them and got some very good information off Brian Cadd, which he said to me just straight out. He listened to one of my albums, He said, Trev, you've got to finish your songs. They're not finished. And I it took me a while to work it out, but as we played live, I realised, I'll repeat the chorus, or I'll just keep going a little bit longer and I'll finish this off. And then it sunk in, and away I went, which helped me on a lot of my new songs now. But with that, those people inspire me. Like, we travelled over to Vietnam. I did a motorbike tour with a bunch of mates. And we got over there, and, of course, as soon as they see a guitar or anything in a shop window or a restaurant, they go, Trev, come and play this. We had a great time over there. We played in, I think it was the V Cafe or Escape Bar in Dalat. We played in cafes, restaurants, wherever we were. If there was a guitar, we'd sit down and start playing music, and I'd start singing songs. And they start bringing me free beers, free meals. They just loved us. So those things make you grow on how you learn to entertain people, which then you come back, and I think we went from there to the Urban Country Festival in Caboolture. So I took the band at the time out there, and that was early days, and we had a blast. And it's amazing. You just seem to get stronger every time you play in a bigger venue. I love playing private gigs and little intimate gigs, but when you get a whole band together and really punch it out, you can see the guys, the smiles on their faces, and they're jumping around and they're having a great time, and the crowd's having a great time. So they're the inspirations of, play the little coffee club cafes and the restaurants here and there. Now I really enjoy that. I love getting up close and personal and talking about a song and then singing it. That's a big passion that I have now. And recording. I just want to record, which all these things led up to my first album, where I thought, all right, I'm ready, I'll give it a shot. And we did the first album.
So tell me a little bit about the Urban Festival and how you get involved in festivals and what the atmosphere is like and what the other musical artists are like. Give us a feel for the festival, for the atmosphere and the people that are involved.
Oh, I think everybody knows that. They especially the crowds. The crowds go there for that atmosphere, that excitement, the fun, just want to dance around. It doesn't matter if it's raining or it's a hot sunny day. They'll find a way to cool off or get warm. But I played in the country Caboolture one, quite some years back, and just the feel of the guys, the excitement of, we're going to show them what we can do and listen to all the other stuff at the same time. It's sort of surreal at first. You think, am I really here? Am I doing this? And once you've done it, it's a tick in the box. I've done this, right. Let's see where we can go next.
Did you learn things by just listening to the others?
I learn a lot from watching people play guitar. I've got my own feel of how I want to sing things. I imagine, as I said, I think I've said it before in an interview with you, imagine me being somebody else, a famous singer, songwriter, and I try and put myself in their shoes when I sing the song, as I want to sound like someone from the Eagles or someone from Fleetwood Mac, or just get that feel. That's my own personal thing that I do, but I watch people, the way they play their chords and their tunes and their sounds, and that's where I get a lot of my ideas as well. I like a couple of notes they play, and I just take those notes and then I put my own into that with my own feel. So it's just enjoying listening to a lot of other music, which I like all music, and taking what you really think you can use and create something new.
So tell me about the time that you auditioned for one of these TV talent shows. What was that experience like?
Well, that was a bit scary. I walked into that one with a guitar, work out what I was going to do and how I was going to sing, what songs I was going to sing. You basically had to sign your life away. If I sung one of my songs, I think they just about owned it. So that scared me a lot.
Yeah, it would do. I mean, for young people especially, signing your song away before you even know what's going on is a bit of a worry.
Yeah. I thought, I can change my mind when I get in the door, and just sing some covers. So I walked in there, and they said, how are you going? And two blokes are sitting there at a table with some pens and pencils, and he said to me, right, I just stand on that spot and, give us what you got, but I'll put your guitar down. We don't need that. We just want to hear you sing. Well, you might as well strip me down naked and said, do a dance.
Oh, that's not fair. I don't think that's fair.
I had never sung without a guitar man, ever. So I thought, all right, how do I get this in the right key? And I thought, well, just push on. You can do this. So I think I sung an Eagles song. I think I sung a Fleetwood Mac song. And I actually didn't sing one of mine. I thought, no, I'm not going to do it. So I sung the first song, and they said, that's really good, but how good's your voice? How long can you last? Can you sing a hard rock song? So I sung an Eagles song. Oh, what was the song? In the Fast Lane. So I punched that out, and the guy threw his pencil in the air and just went, mate, you're unreal. That's really good. I'm impressed. He said, but you are at the end of who we're auditioning to go in to do the live auditions on TV. And I said, okay. He says, what do you want to do with what you do? And I said, well, I've got a lot of my songs. I really want to record my own songs. He said, well, if you do that, come back. He says, definitely come back and see us. So I wasn't sure whether he's saying next time I'll get through, no problem, and we've run out of time or we can't have any more people, and he sent me on my way. So with that, I packed up, went home, and I created the album, which we did with Rory, and I've never been back because I thought, no, I just think I'd rather do this on my own, do it my own way. And, with the help of radio and friends and family, one day when I get time, I'll really get stuck into the music and we'll push it a bit harder.
It's not a great atmosphere, is it, for people who are getting into the, especially with your own music, first of all, to strip you of what you used to for their benefit. That's I don't like hearing that. I really don't.
It was a bit daunting, and I wasn't sure. And they wanted a lot of sob stories. What's happened in your life? What's terrible? That sort of got me down as well. And I thought, this is not about music. I watched the show. I want to watch it. I want to see someone really give their best and or grow as they sing a song. The next song I want to hear better and better and better. It just put me off a little bit, that's all.
It's like I'm hearing this for the first time, and I'm thinking, here we are desperately trying to encourage Australian music, find, new music, which is from my era. That's how it came about. It was original. These people that are doing, are judging this and telling you this are people that came up through its natural sort of evolution. And then I'm hearing this and going, are you serious? Is it about money or is it about our music? What's this all about? And you're not helping.
I think it's that's the ones I got to were the first people, which they're probably behind the scenes. They're the production people.
But they're your first expectation, aren't they?
Yeah. The people down TV, well, they never did all this. They become musicians and stars.
Naturally,
and clubs, and then big hotels and casinos and on ships, and they if they had to get up and audition,
they probably wouldn't get through now.
They'd be scared to death.
And they were pretty raw back then, so that half of them probably wouldn't have even made it if they'd had to do it this way, because it's commercialised.
Well, see, they come through it like people like, hey, it's Saturday, and all those sorts of things, and they come in a different way into the music industry, and they played the hard rock pubs and all that. So they're the judges today on these shows. They're the two. They've done the hard yards, and they understand. But to then watch
it's a job
through these auditions, scared to death. It's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. Well, I've said on my radio program to the musicians, especially on the Northern Beaches, but everywhere, and whoever's listening to this, get into your garage and start learning to play, create your own music, and get out. And that there are, I know in the last few years there haven't been many places to play, but all of a sudden the breweries are popping up. Unfortunately, our clubs and pubs at the moment are doing they have to have the cover bands, which we need to get more, real music into our clubs and pubs, but I suppose, again, it's commercial, it's money, there's bums on seats. But we really do need to get our music scene in Australia back up and running.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. There's a lot of guys just put backing music behind them and they just play a bit of lead and sing songs. They put their guitar down and nothing changes. They put an acoustic guitar down, which I just watched last night. A guy looped his guitar, put his guitar down, reached over, grabbed the electric guitar, plugged it in. Nothing changed. Everything was still playing beats in the background. There's no drummers, you just took away all the musicians. You cancel out their jobs, their livelihood. And he picks up a lead guitar and then he starts playing a lead, da-da-da-da-da, and finishes his song. And not one person was up dancing. There was just a guy in the corner. He's getting paid. Yet if you put a band in there of, some good, keen young fellas or girls and give them a go that were good, they had good songs, and here's some new stuff, some original stuff. I will stay. I will sit and stay. I walked into this place last night and I walked out in I had one beer and I walked off. I went, this is, no, sorry.
That's why there's such an atmosphere when you play live, because it creates that feeling and the songs are catchy and people just, you see them in their seats, they start bopping and then they just can't help themselves. They've got to get up and dance. And there's so many original artists out there that can do that now, but you just don't see them.
Yeah, it makes me wonder where they are. It's what are they doing to make a living?
Well, that's just it. Nobody's giving them a chance. It's wrong, and I get so cross when my era. We had so much of this. We had so many places to go to see these people. I mean, what was I, 16 years old, we had the council and blue light discos. My very first dance was like Johnny Farnham showed up. Oh my God, absolutely in love. But we're 16 years old and Johnny Farnham's on the stage. Where can you see that now? It doesn't happen.
Fran Crawl, Cold Chisel, all those guys, they all played pubs. They were a band. Yeah. And they just punched it out and, they got their songs heard. But now you've got to go to a country festival, or you've got to go to some festival somewhere, and the little guy's there trying to do his best in the up-and-coming artist tent or wherever it is. They do singer-songwriters originals, and the big guys hit the big stage. But, you can't just walk down to a local pub and see a great band just punching out good tunes. We need more of it. We really do.
Oh, so much more of it. Well, on the Northern Beaches now, we've got the breweries popping up, and they're thankfully allowing the original bands. They've still got the cover bands, but they're at least allowing some original music. And Radio Northern Beaches is playing our Australian artists as much as possible and getting their music out there. So that's helping our local scene and also our Australian scene, because we use the Australian radio program project with their music. Let's talk about you getting into the recording studio. Tell us about the recording process and how you felt about your first time recording, and go from there.
Yeah, well, I sat down in Rory's studio, and he's just gone, relax there. He's a chair. He put a chair in front of me. Now, have in mind, this is in a shipping container. It's all decked out, air conditioned, and it's laid out as a full recording studio. They used to build them and sell them. And so he sat me in this one. He's put a microphone in front of me. He set all these things up. He's walked over. He says, you just play your guitar and sing your song. He said, that's what we do for starters. He goes, just do what you do and give me the first song you think, like what you want to record, and we'll just go from there, because I'd never been in the studio ever. I said, okay. So he puts a set of headphones on my ears, and he takes a couple of steps back and turns around and walks back to the desk. And I just go, oh, my God. He turns around and says, what's wrong? I said, I just touched my face, just scratched myself, and I could hear every bristle of hair on my cheek. It was unbelievable. I could hear my breath. I said, this is the weirdest thing. I can hear everything so clear. He goes, you'll get used to that. He says, but yes. He says, it'll hear a spit come off your lip and hit the microphone. Good. I said, oh, my God.
That's sensitive.
So,
That's really sensitive.
but once you sit in a studio and you start to do what you do, it's addictive. I could live in a studio and just sing songs and create music and tunes and notes. That's probably my biggest passion now. And that's why I want to do this over the next 12 months at least. I want to get a heap of songs down and record. That's my challenge this year. So all through next year, I suppose, and see where we get and what we come up with. My drummer, he's already got a track recording system and a new studio where we can go here in Queensland. And he's not a recording studio artist by all means. We're going to give it a shot with that. At least we can do our demo tracks up there and then come down and see you guys in Sydney, which I really hope we can get something down and maybe get it on mainstream radio.
That'd be great. 2 new songs would be great.
Yeah, well, that's my main aim. There's 3 actually. There's 3. 3 I'd like to at least get down as my vocals and my guitar, and then the guys can work on that from there, even if I've got to come back up here. I'll just come to and from. I'll fly down, fly back. If we can get these, I think these 3 are the songs. Yeah, these 3 songs are the ones that are gonna make us stand out. So cross fingers.
So Trev, from when you were mixing with these artists that have been around for a while, what sort of lessons did you learn other than finishing your songs?
Well, it's song choice. If you're going to do a show, and it depends where you are. If you're in a restaurant, which people love, you just keep the level right. You play your nice mellow songs while they eat. As the dinner's finished and the desserts come out, well, you wind it up a little. When the dessert's finished, well, you crank it up. As in pace, songs. So it's very important to pick, I think, your where you are, where you play, to what you play.
Yeah, because the biggest issue I find is that like all these new bands and the new and up-and-comings seem to believe, and it was the same in our day, you had to be loud. You just have to be loud. But it doesn't work that way. Like, people like to talk. If they're eating dinner, they like to talk to each other. It has to be at a level where people can, communicate with each other. And as you said, as the dinner finishes, then you take it up a level and then end the night with like really crashing it out. But you can't get through to some of these people. It's not the loudness that they enjoy. It's the music they enjoy. And the loudness, sort of shoving a song out there as loud as you possibly can, is not enjoyable.
That's right. And you can see that on their faces. It's the case of, like, I'll go into a venue, I will set up, there's no one there, and I will turn it up. And I say to the owner, this is going to be loud, and then I bring it right back down. And he said, yeah, okay, no worries. Or they say, not a problem. So I give it my best. So when the room is loud, if there's a lot of talk and a lot of noise, you can come up to that highest point, a loudest point, without distorting or squealing or reverb. And you bring it right back down. Everybody's set up. So all you have to do all night, rather than try and fix this or fix that, I'll do my best to have everybody set right. And all you do is push the main volume up as the room fills up with people. And as they get drunker or, louder and laugh more, and you've just got to override that. But yeah, it depends on the venues. Like if I play on a big stage in an RSL or something like that, we'll crank it up, but I'll bring it back down, and that's where we start. And we just raise it. I always have someone in the crowd give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. There's a problem or all's good.
Well, that's a really good idea and good advice.
Oh, it's important. Even if you're doing a small venue, have someone that knows your music, knows the sound or knows music and knows it well, like as in can hear everything. And just have them sit in the back. I'll take a guitar. I'll have a whole band set up. I'll take my guitar. I'll plug in a wireless and I wander right around the whole venue. And I'll be playing that guitar while my band's playing. And I'll walk right around the far circle, right around the back of the crowd and all the way back up where they'd be. And I can hear everything's loud and clear. I get them to all sing, get them to all play the guitars, play the drums, bass. And because, we're not huge, so someone's got to do it. If my son's there, I'll just say to him, right, just walk through the crowd, in and out, and tell me what you reckon, and come back up, just whisper in my ear, or wave me over. I'll walk over to the side of the stage, and you can tell me what's what, and away we go. People admire me for when I do restaurants and cafes, and they just go, oh, the sound was perfect. It wasn't too loud. We could actually hear each other speaking. No one was yelling at each other, but the music was loud and clear.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's so important. And, and if the music's good, people stop and pay attention anyway. So you've got good music if you're finding they're stopping and listening to you rather than talking.
I sing the song, I think it's With You, and, everything goes quiet. You just start picking away, and then you start singing, and everyone just goes quiet. It's just how I suppose it's whether the tune, you got to grab them with something straight away. It's like you hear a song on the radio, straight away, you know that song, you'll know the first riff, you'll know the first note. It just, you go, oh, I love that song. I don't know, there's a secret in it. If you can get them like that, stop them and make them look and pay attention, whether it's flat out, let's go, wind this up, or it's just a ballad, that is a key to it, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I also, there's songs that you never heard but catch you straight away. There's often songs that I listen to put on the radio, on my program, and if you catch me in the first 3 seconds, you've got me.
That's it, and that's the trick. That's the key to music. You got to have a hook in your song that you want people to sing that chorus. You want people to then learn the every verse, but it's just the hook. You got to get them with the tune first, and
we got to get their attention, and then I'll play the song through because they've caught me in the first 3 seconds, and I want to hear the next bit, and I know instantly whether or not I like that song, and I don't in radio. You don't just play the songs you like, because you've only got one particular taste, so so you choose the different genres and whatever, but you know what you like, and instantly you tell if you like that song, and that song's going to do okay. This is why I said it doesn't matter whether I'm your sister or not your sister. I would have told you if your music was crap. I remember telling you that at the very beginning.
I've heard many people go, I'm great, and then you go, oh my God. But my mum said I was really good. She lied.
Exactly.
I hope someone would tell me that.
But no, like I said, I would have been brutally honest with you if I hadn't liked anything you've done. But so far, there's only one song that I and ah about. The rest is perfect.
That goes back to your TV shows, and they put someone on who is just like that, and I think that's cruel. They just chuck one on and they sing out of key and they're dancing around, and they must be having a great laugh behind the scenes.
And that's hard. It's hard to have that happen. So this is one of the reasons why where I am at the moment, and what you're coming down to is we have a mentoring system. So when we get these bands coming through and they come to the radio station and they talk to us, or they have an interview with us and they play some music, or we've picked up their music, we've got a system where they can actually go through and be mentored and learn how to play really well and play to audiences and whatever, and then they can go on to the recording studios and so forth. So when you come down, I'll show you all that. But it's really important to have support, because for you've had to do it the really hard way.
Well, no support. I used to sit there and sing songs to a DVD Eagles and learn how to sing in key. Teach myself. Taught myself how to play guitar. It's just, I never had time. That was my biggest thing. I just didn't have the time to just drop everything and go play music. So, and I started later in life, I suppose. And it's just now it's a full-blown passion that I want to go into retirement singing songs and playing venues and just with the boys, and let's create new songs.
And you've got the maturity to do that now as well.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Trevor, we're running out of time, and we've had a great chat, as usual, and I'll catch up with you again next weekend.
I love to. Can't wait.
Talk to you soon.
All right. See ya.